Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday, and I hope that your week has started well, that you had a good weekend as well. Let me get you guys up on screen instantly to see who is in the live chat room tonight, and we have Laurelie and Michelle and Neil and Tom, Charlie, Linda, Tammy going through there as well, Bonnie and Billy, Anna, Robert, Marta, Carl, DCMC as well, and Bob. Hello guys, thank you for joining me on tonight's live stream. The Tuesday night live stream, which of course is live. The one that's going to be the premiere, that's going to be on Saturday, so you can look out for that one, but we are just as normal here. As the one on Saturday is pretty much going to be, it's just going to be probably more time spent answering questions that you guys have asked me over on Patreon, but also I'll do a post on YouTube, so if anybody wants to have a question answered on Saturday, I can do that. But anyway, that's happening on Saturday, not tonight. Everything is going to be as normal, so let me get the names of my patrons up on screen, because they make this all possible in the first place. I always say they are the foundation of everything that I do, and you know who you are, these wonderful people at the bottom of the screen. And if you guys want to get involved yourselves on a deeper level with the channel and with everything that I do, head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus, and that's where you can message me directly if you want to as well. But I usually put posts up there, actually I do every day, so if there's a particular question, it's easy for me to say, if there's a particular question that you want to ask me over on Patreon, you can either message me or just put it in the posts that I do over there. But I will put something on YouTube for you guys if you're just here on YouTube in order to write something down for Saturday. Anyway, for tonight, we have our vote going on that I always forget to reference at the beginning of the live stream. So we have, for tonight's cover video, Wanted Dead or Alive and Johnny Be Good. Those are the ones that we're voting for tonight, or at least hoping to pick a winner out of those two. And it looks like at the moment it's 50% for Wanted Dead or Alive, so it's pretty much 50-50 at the moment, so every single vote counts. Now, talking for things that count, every single like counts as well. So let me get the likes goal up on screen, because tonight we are aiming for 350 likes. And if you can leave a thumbs as you come, or if you can leave your thumb by the door as you come through the door. Yeah, it sounds a little bit like a horror movie, that leaving your thumbs at the door. But if you can leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be massively appreciated in order to get ourselves closer to the 350 likes goal that we are aiming for tonight. As always, if we hit that target, it means we're going to have a pig roulette next week, and you'll be able to enter in for that at the end of tonight's live stream. But let's see where we are with the likeometer. At the moment, we have 135 likes, so great time to spike that likeometer and get ourselves a little bit closer to the target. And I think we just had a little spike of 4 there, so thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. It really does help this channel to grow and for these live streams to get out there a little bit more. Okay, let's get as well the donations tab up on screen, even though I always say that you don't have to donate. Just joining me is fantastic, and thank you for your time on this Tuesday evening, as it is here in the UK, 9 minutes past midnight. Exactly, well, not exactly, because it's about 11 or 12 seconds past 9 minutes past midnight, but I always say that just joining me is great, and maybe leaving a thumbs up is great as well. But if you can't resist donating, then the percentages are up on screen. Between 35 and 45% goes to YouTube through the super chat window. And on PayPal, it's between 3 and 5%. So if you're looking for a PayPal link, there's one in the description below, so you'll be able to click on that. And we did have some donations, by the way. I think maybe right at the end of last Saturday's live stream, we had a couple of donations that came in and they were a little bit delayed, so I did miss those. The first, I believe, was from Drew, so thank you for that, Drew, and that was for £8.55, and that was over on PayPal. And then we had one that came through on the super chat window, or in the super chat window as well, and let me just navigate my way to that, because it was JT Laser, and that was Jerry, so thank you for that. That did come through after we ended the live stream, but the message was Jerry here, Turlock is in California, with a smiley face. So this was in technically last week's, but on Saturday, last week's live stream, where we weren't sure, I wasn't sure what CA stood for, whether it was Canada or California, because I believe on the CDs that I send out for Canada, it just says CA. So that's why I was not sure, but we have Jerry who cleared that up for me last week just as the live stream was finishing, so thank you for that. And we'll stay in that super chat window because Paul has donated $2 and says Orlando's sidekick says spike the likes, all y'all. So thank you for that, Paul. Great idea to hit that thumbs up. And let's get a plug of the mug right at the beginning of the live stream, which I usually forget to do, but here it is. If you want to get your hands on this mug, or at least this design of mug, not this exact one because I'm holding it, but if you want to get your hands on the Live Stream Tuesday mug, and it says spike the likes on the other side, then you can do by clicking on any of the items in the tray underneath this video, but hopefully the mug's there so you can just be taken straight through to the spring.com store, and you'll be able to see the hoodies. And I've got the hoodie on tonight because it's a little bit colder here in the UK. I say a little bit colder, I think it's down to 7 degrees Celsius, something like that, so just 7 degrees off freezing, so it is quite a lot cooler, hence why the hoodie is on tonight. But a great opportunity to plug the merchandise because I'm wearing it and it works because it is keeping me warm. So if you want to get your hands on any of the hoodies, the caps, the t-shirts, the mugs, just click on the tray underneath this video or click on the link in the description below because you'll find the spring.com store links in there as well. Right, where were we up to? I think we were in that super chat window. Thank you, Paul, for that donation. And we had a few donations that have come through from Jennifer, so thank you for that. And I can see that there are messages with these, so we will get through these. First of all, it was a $5 donation, so thank you for that. The message was, Phil, two-parter. I have read about concert promoters running off with money and artists never got paid. Does this still happen? So thank you for that. And yes, it does. It's just a normal thing. If you're an independent band, you don't get paid for the gigs, and the promoter takes the money for the tickets that you've sold. So typically here in the UK, it might cost between £200 to £300 to buy the tickets. I say to buy the tickets, just bits of paper that the promoter's printed off. So to buy the tickets from the promoter is, between £200 and £300, and then you have to sell all of those tickets to make that money back. And once you've made that money back, then you've just broken even because the promoter's got £200 or £300 in his pocket. So it means that as a band, you've done all of the hard work, you've made zero, and the promoter's taken £200 to £300. He's quite happy, and the venue is going to make money from the people that you've sold the tickets to through sales of their alcohol and drinks at the bar. So it means that they are quids in, which is great for them, but the band, of course, are then providing the entertainment and they're not getting paid for it. So that is definitely something that happens, but that's just the arrangement for original music, certainly here in the UK. And I've seen something online which is like a quote that says about bands going to play at venues and venues saying, oh, we're not going to pay you, but it's going to be great exposure for your band to get your music out there. And the thing that I read is, saying to something like a catering company saying, I want you to come and cook for my party because I'm going to have loads of people there. But, you're not going to get paid, but it's going to be great exposure for your restaurant. And it kind of does highlight the difference for some reason why people providing a service as a band seen as, oh, you do it for free because you get the exposure. It's not something that happens in any other walk of life, that you spend your time entertaining people and doing what you do and then not actually getting any money for it. If any other company were asked to do that, of course they'd say, well, no, I'm not going to do that because we get paid for it. And yeah, it was just an interesting image that I had. Imagine this company coming to cook for maybe a wedding where you've got, say, 100 people or more, and then the people say, well, you're getting great exposure here because we're eating your food, but you're not going to get paid. So anyway, in the music sense, yes, that still happens. And I can see that my camera is going a little bit dark, or for some reason the lighting changes. Was it okay at the beginning? I can't remember. But by the way, my mic earlier, when I was setting everything up, it started to kind of lose its tension and it went a bit wonky, but at the moment it's actually vertical, so it's fine. So if it starts going wonky, we're just going to have to deal with it. But with the camera, I might try my trick of putting my palm in front of the camera, and last time you could see the lines on my hands, so maybe, was it Karen who said about reading palms and that kind of stuff? Anyway, I'm probably sounding crazy to the people that haven't seen the live stream before, because if you remember what I look like now, it looks like my hair is the same colour as my hoodie. But if I put my hand in front of the camera, it's probably not going to work now that I've said that. And here we go. So now the lighting changes so that my hair is a different colour to the hoodie, and it's a bit more of a true representation of what I look like, or at least what I'm looking like in this room at the moment. So we're back to the lighting. I don't know why it changed, but it's great because I have got the feed off to the right here, and I just put my hand in front of the camera, so I know that I'm maybe only about 10 seconds behind. Sometimes it's about 30 seconds or 40 seconds, so it's really confusing, but it is confusing anyway. That's why I don't tend to look at that screen very much. Right. Let's keep on moving forward, because Jennifer, yes, donated with, I think, a two-parter, but I can see that there have been 3 donations, so thank you for those. And the second one said, and it was for $5, thank you for that. The second one said, part 2, was told that years ago the artists could set the ticket prices for concerts. Why do they no longer do this? Is it better or worse? So thank you for that, and then followed up with another $5 donation with, Phil, by better or worse, I meant, would it be more fair for the artists to say how much tickets should be instead of promoters? Thanks. So, I'm going to answer this from the different perspectives. As a musician, I think pretty much most musicians get into performing and playing their music for the love of doing it. And if it was up to the musicians to set the prices for the tickets, first of all, they probably wouldn't set the ticket price high enough because they just want to do it, and they might put on their shows for free and stuff like that. But it has to be sustainable financially for you to make enough money from your first gig to then finance the second gig, and it's always got to work that way. So a band that wanted to do lots of gigs and do them endlessly, it means that they would set the ticket price at the amount that it costs to hire the venue, any equipment they want. Maybe they want to hire sound guys to do it. Maybe you've got lighting, all that kind of stuff. So you know how much that all costs beforehand. So you get that figure and you work out, right, how many tickets do we need to sell and what price do they have to be in order for us to break even? Once you've broken even, you know how much it now costs to break even for a gig. So then you can charge the amount that you need in order to finance the next gig. And this is pretty much how you want to try and approach everything, but just business wise, you've got to be able to make it sustainable, because there's no point in putting on a gig, making a huge loss, and then you disappear because you can't afford to do anything anymore. So yes, that's an important point to bring up. But with the ticket prices, even having said that, to get a really nice venue here in the UK, you'll be looking at spending about £1,000. And I know that people will think, what, £1,000? That's hardly anything. If you consider that, for a decent venue, you might have 1,000 people, maybe more than that. But so for 1,000 people, it means that to break even, each ticket is £1. And that's, I don't know what that is in dollars, maybe like 70 cents. So in order to make it possible to do another gig after the one that you've just done, you need to sell your tickets for £2, which will be, 1 cent and, $1.40. So maths isn't my strong point. So it gives you an idea of, okay, and I'm talking about a decent sized venue here, and hopefully a band that have got a decent following. So it starts to show you how much the ticket prices are. And when we're talking about half decent venues, these venues are ones where typically you would get a ticket for maybe £40. So it's 40 times more expensive than it would be to break even and then be able to secure another gig in the future at the same venue. So if it was down to the musicians, I think they would try and set it at the amount to be able to put on the next gig. But maybe if they want to record another song or record another album, then they would maybe charge a little bit more, because then they can put that money in the kitty for that. And again, when you're talking about, recording an album and all that kind of stuff, when you go to a record label, they pay the producers a ridiculous amount of money. So this is why when they say they spent £250,000 on their last album, about 200,000 might go to the producer or producers. If there are more than one of those, they might have mastering that was completed, definitely would have been completed, whether that was on site or they go to a separate company. Again, the person doing the mastering's got to be paid for that. You might even have somebody who's mixing it. So you start to have 3 or 4 or 5 guys who are now getting paid in the studio, like £250,000. But if you were to do the album yourself, you just pay yourself an hourly rate, and again, just make sure that you're making it financially viable, and it wouldn't be £250,000. But this is all stuff that goes on with record labels. They overcharge for everything. So touring and putting on a gig is certainly what would happen, and what does happen, of course. I mean, ticket prices nowadays are just crazy. So the amount of money, they're just, I think, seeing how much they can charge, and they know that if there's loads of demand for the band that they're putting on at a particular venue, then they start charging crazy money, 40 quid, 50 quid, 60 quid. And I mean, we're talking about, what would that be? Still the same, pretty much $30, $40, $50, $60 for a ticket. And that's just a basic ticket. We're not even talking about, getting the nice seats or getting close to the stage if it is a seated venue. So yes, if the musicians charged the price, they would be a hell of a lot lower, because all the musicians want to do is do it full time, and you don't need to make loads of money to do it full time. And it's something that I've said about staying independent, keeping the rights to your music. You have to sell 95%, pretty much 95% less than a signed artist in order to make it financially viable, because you're getting all that money yourself. You're not giving 95% of it away to the record label, and that's generally what's going to be happening. And you would have to sign over the rights to your music anyway. So if you just work hard at it and get your music out there as much as possible, you only need to sell 5% of what signed artists are selling. So it is something that you can achieve. It will take time and patience and dedication, but you can do it. But thank you for that, Jennifer, and hopefully I have answered those questions. And the only problem would be, I think a lot of musicians don't have the financial appreciation of what it actually takes to make their music a viable business, because it has to be that. Otherwise, you're constantly going to lose money, and any business that is constantly losing money is not a business, and it's not sustainable. And unfortunately, it's why a lot of bands and a lot of artists and musicians never get to that point of making it to being a full-time musician, because they spend all of their time just creating music and not appreciating that once you've created that music, what are you going to do with it? More often than not, they actually give it away as like a free download. And you think, okay, right, you've just spent 6 months on an album, and you've spent, God knows how many hours on perfecting this album. And then all of those hours you've just worked, you give it away for free. So how are you now going to do another album for the next 6 months? Because you haven't made any money from it. So I think a lot of musicians, especially, just their brains, and I know that my brain wasn't wired this way to begin with, but you have to realize at some point, in order to do this, I can't afford to give it away for nothing. And I mean, I had a separate job, so I was kind of financing it during the day by earning money, teaching guitar, and then in all of my time off, I would spend trying to promote my music to then try and make as much money from my music as I was with teaching, because then you can start to take time away from your job and now spend more time on doing what you want to do because it's financially viable. So yeah, really important thing to appreciate that, and it's why there are millions, if not billions, of musicians out there who just never make that step, never get to that point of making it a full-time thing. But yeah, it is difficult. I'm not saying that it's really easy, but it is possible. Thank you for that, Jennifer. Right, I am just going to refresh the screen to see if we had any donations that came in before or just before we went live, because those do tend to disappear immediately as soon as we do go live. Let me see, and I can see that Orlando did donate and it disappeared. He was right in that transition between donating and going live, and Orlando donated $5. Thank you for that. And the message was, spike the likes, lots of thumbs up, the catch-up crew for me tonight. Thank you for having my back, Paul. So thank you for that, Orlando. And then I can see that Biker Trash 64 Babe has donated $5 as well. So thank you for that. And the message was, hugs from Pennsylvania. So thank you for tuning in from there tonight. And it'll be interesting to see where everybody is tuning in from in that live chat room, because I know that everyone joins in from all over the place. But I think here in the UK, probably a little bit late, even though I know that some people do tune in, getting up to midnight here in the UK. But I will just quickly jump into the donations that came in over on PayPal. I mentioned that Drew's one came in a little bit after we finished last time, but Nicole donated £12.73. So thank you for that, Nicole. And the message was, hello, Phil. Many warm thoughts to support your activities and also unfailing affection. I hope all is good for you. Kiss from continent. So thank you for that, Nicole. And scrolling up, because Johanna has donated £30 as well. So thank you for that, Johanna. And that is a straight up donation without a message. And Michael has donated £5 as well. Thank you for that, Michael. And Steve donated £5 at 22 minutes past 3 this afternoon. Thank you for that, Steve. And the message is, during a song, when the music and crowd are really loud, how do you communicate things on stage? I see musicians do things with their hands and instruments. So thank you for that, Steve. And pretty much, if everything's really loud on stage, if you've got in-ear monitors, that makes it a lot easier because you can hear everyone else and you've got the mix that you want in your ears. But if you don't have that, pretty much just eye contact and movements pretty much is what you're going to have to rely on. So say for example, you'll see this all the time when a band is finishing a song, the singer or guitarist will turn round to face the drummer, and everyone will pretty much look to the drummer so that you know that you've got everybody's attention. And yeah, you might have the singer jump up, and then when they land, that's when they end the song. So it's just those kind of things. But I mean, that's still something that you do in the rehearsal room. You just say, okay, at the end of the song, we'll just let it play out for as long as we're feeling it in the performance. Depending on what the crowd's doing, they might be really feeling a particular song, so you just extend the end of that song and yeah, just let it simmer for a while. And then when the time comes, even just jumping up and when you land, just stopping the song, you don't even have to turn around. It's something that you can organise beforehand. But if you're having to do it on the fly, it is pretty much just, I don't know, it's weird because sometimes when you lean in and you make eye contact with your bandmate, they kind of know what you're referring to. I don't know how it works, but it is most likely due to the hours and hours and hours of rehearsal, and there'll be something in a particular song that you do in the rehearsal room that is slightly different, or you might have done it a few times, and sometimes you do it and sometimes you don't do it. So then when you're playing live and you want to do that thing, you kind of look at your bandmates and kind of give them a nod, and then everyone knows, oh, we're doing it that way tonight rather than the other way that we've done in the rehearsal studio. So yeah, a lot of visual cues that go on and non-verbal communication, but that's all part of just being in a band. And being in a band that have performed live lots and rehearsed lots as well, I think just being comfortable performing in front of people is something that makes that easier to achieve, to have that kind of sixth sense of where you're going with a particular song, because you're not really thinking about being nervous or thinking about the crowd or all those kinds of things. You're just thinking about the performance, which is exactly what you want in a natural way, and just putting it across as you have done in rehearsals. So thank you for that, Steve. And generally, yeah, when you've got somebody at the front of the stage who's in command and in control of everything, then yeah, they will take the reins and they will tell everybody in rehearsals, this is how it's going to go, and watch me for the changes. Typically, and I know that a lot of people will say, oh yeah, this band, or this particular artist just did this all on the fly and the band just follows him and he goes kind of where he wants to. But there will be particular points in the performance that they have rehearsed to watch the front man or the front woman for their cue as to when to get into the next section of the song, even to get into the next song. So all of these cues, all of these body movements are just built into rehearsals so that when they come to play live, it's natural and they know exactly what they're looking for. So thank you for that, Steve. And just scrolling up, because Priscilla Arden has donated £9.83. So thank you for that. I'm just scrolling down because the message is, this is a test. Again, your pic shows us, but no indication that I sent anything. So thank you for that, Arden. And this was referring to a donation that I've been speaking with Arden about over on Patreon, about actually checking if one had got through, because Arden said that I didn't mention it and that she did send a donation, but it didn't actually go all the way through, I don't think. So yes, sometimes it's a request or a sending of a donation. You have to click on the sent rather than request, and if it's a request, then it just gets cancelled and it doesn't get sent through as a donation. So thank you for testing it, because now we do know that that works, and thank you for the donation. And Tammy has donated £15 as well. Thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is, hi Phil, how would your previous bandmates describe you and your work ethic? So thank you for that. And yeah, I don't really know. All I can say is that when I had a meeting with Griff, who you guys would have seen on the channel before in the live chat room as well, he first of all said, oh, let's go for a drink at this particular pub or bar, which I know that means that it's going to be a serious conversation. More likely, or more often than not, it was that we're going to go in different directions, or that he couldn't do music anymore. So anyway, and that's exactly what it was. So I knew what he was going to say before I even got there. But yeah, obviously it's very disappointing for me, because myself and Griff were working together. And, I was always kind of planning for the future, something that we could do, or how, maybe to set up the band again, or whether we could do something as a studio project, just as the two of us. So, yes, thinking about that and going into this meeting, then he said, oh, I'm not going to do music anymore, because he had kind of personal things that were going on at that time. So I said, okay, but then he said to me that he believed that I would get to where I want to be because he knew about, my work ethic, and probably that, I pushed everybody quite hard when we were in the band, wanting to rehearse, twice a week, and gig, at least once a week as much as we could, make videos for YouTube, record songs. So I wanted to do a lot, and I think my bandmates knew that, they couldn't dedicate the amount of time that I was dedicating, or that I wanted to dedicate myself. They couldn't do that because of their personal situations or things that they might have been interested in. Maybe they had girlfriends that they visited, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not sure how they would describe my work ethic, but I think they would say probably driven, maybe, as a nicer way of putting it, but I think it's just everybody's personality. It's just the way that I am, that as soon as I just had everything in my own hands and under my own control, I could now realize, and it was great for me to realize that, I can work at the speed that I want to. So if I want to make a new video every day for over 2 years, then I can do that. And I don't think anybody else would have accepted that. If somebody else was involved and said, right, what should we do? And I'll say, right, well, we'll do a video today, then we'll do a video tomorrow, then we'll do a video the next day, then we'll do a video the next day. And we'll do that for maybe over 2 years. And then we'll see where we end up. I don't think people would have been happy with that. They'll say, well, no, that's crazy. And even me looking back now, I think, yeah, it probably is crazy. But when you really want to do something and try and get yourself out there a little bit more, then like I've said about writing over 100,000 personal messages to people to check out my music, that took, 2 years? Maybe just over 2 years to do that. Just so, again, that's a lot of just sitting down and physically typing out messages, but I did it. And that's just, I think, the way that I am and the drive that I had. And I think you need that really to get to where you want to be. You've just got to not take no as an answer. And yeah, eventually I do believe that you can get to where you want to be. But thank you for that, Tammy. And Lisa W has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Lisa. And the message is sending out good luck and safety vibes to any wingers in the path of Hurricane Ian. When it comes my way, we will have high seas, torrential rainfall and flash flooding. I am in a safe area though, so I will be okay. So thank you for that, Lisa. And this is something that, I don't know a lot about this, but my mum did tell me earlier that over in Florida, they're having some crazy, hurricane conditions. I think maybe 120 miles an hour. So if anybody is over in Florida, then I think it's Florida, I'm not sure, but if you are in the path of the crazy weather, try and stay as safe as possible and do whatever you can. Thank you, Lisa, for that, and for the wishes to everybody who might be affected by that. But thank you, Karen, as well, who has donated £26 and 55 pence. I'm going to get this up on screen as well because I think it's a little bit more of an up-to-date donation. There it is. And I think this came in at 13 minutes past midnight, so we're getting a little bit more up to date. Thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, thanks for everything you do so much. I don't know where you find the time, so thank you for that, Karen. And the time is there, but I think that I don't do a lot of other things. It's just keeping up to date with everything. I do have an admin day on a Monday and a Thursday, and I'm pretty much spending the whole day there getting up to date with the messages, the CD orders, everything on YouTube, the comments for all of the videos. So that's I do have a couple of days a week that are just purely catching up and keeping up with everything. And then on the other days I have 2 live streams and 3 analysis videos per week. So it keeps me on my toes, but it's great, and it's great to have you guys here on the live streams in order to interact with you. And talking to you guys in that live chat room, we have a target of 350 likes for tonight. So if you can hit that thumbs up, it would be massively appreciated. And I know that we do have usually quite a lot of viewers from over in the USA, so I think it's understandable that tonight, with the weather conditions over there, that maybe people are obviously spending more time, and quite rightly spending more time on just staying safe. So I think tonight there will be a few less people tuning in, but if you are watching this on catch up and hopefully you've managed to stay safe, then yes, thank you guys for watching in the future as well and hitting that thumbs up. Every single thumbs up is massively appreciated. So if you are watching live at the moment and you haven't used your thumbs up, it would be great if you could do that, even if you're watching in the future as well. It all really does help. But thank you, Karen, for that donation. And Kim has donated £5 as well. So thank you for that, Kim. And that is a straight up donation. And John has donated £44 and 26 pence. So Thank you for that, John. Thank you for that very kind donation, and all of these donations, as I say, you don't have to donate. Just tuning in is great, but thank you for the donations, because they really do make a difference to allowing me just to keep on pushing forward and buying all the hard drives that I need in order to do the analysis videos and to keep the software up to date, and pay for all of the monthly things that come out of my PayPal account for the software that I use for the analysis videos, for these live streams, for Adobe products, which is like editing software, Photoshop as well. All of that kind of stuff nowadays is charged monthly, whereas back in the day you used to just buy something and then you had it and that was it, whereas not anymore, it's all monthly. So thank you guys, because the donations really do help me to keep the constant outgoings monthly possible. So yeah, it's massively appreciated. Thank you, James, as well, who has donated £13.28, and that is a straight up donation. And Kevin has donated £4.20. So thank you for that, Kevin. And there's a message with this, and it says, "Hi Phil, I'm late, but I will strike the likes. I'm going back to uni for some engineering refresher courses." So thank you for that, Kevin. And we have either music engineering or actual engineering, which is a little bit more involved than doing it musically. But thank you for that, Kevin. And I'm going to assume that the engineering might be to do with, kind of machines and all that kind of stuff. But thank you, Kevin, for that donation. And we are now up to date in the PayPal window, so thank you for those. Right, let's try and see where we are. It's 20-1 already here in the UK, 20-1 in the morning, and I think we are at 281 likes. So it means we're looking for, I'm not sure how many, 69? Maybe. That's a quick bit of maths. Hopefully that's right. We're looking for 69 more people to get involved in the live chat room and hit that thumbs up. So we will keep an eye out on that likeometer and see where we end up tonight. We are going to be having a pick roulette in tonight's live stream, so stay tuned for that, and potentially maybe landing on the t-shirt roulette as well, and somebody could be going away with a signed custom made Wings of Pegasus t-shirt. Let me give a shout out as well to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. That's where Vince hosts the after party. So if you are a Facebook user, make sure you head over there and get involved. You can join that group, and you'll be allowed into that, and that's where a lot of the people in this live chat room hang out between the live streams. So check that out if you do get a chance. Right, let's see where we are with the vote for tonight. 54% at the moment for Johnny Be Good, so we'll keep an eye out for that. I'm not sure whether there's going to be enough time to tilt the scales the other way. And it was Wanted, Dead or Alive. The Bon Jovi track was the competition for Johnny Be Good tonight. But it looks like we might be getting a little bit Back to the Future tonight, because it is the Back to the Future version, as you guys will know if you watched the live streams before. But that is the cover that I did make as a video. Right. Okay, we are actually quite organised tonight. I think we are quite organised tonight, because we've got the likeometer, which is okay. It's what we're looking for now. 61 more likes to get to the target. So we might, I don't want to tempt fate, but we might make it. It's 43 minutes past midnight, so we've still got a little bit of time. Maybe just over half an hour left of the live stream. Of course, we have the pick roulette later on. And I'm just going to have a little look over on Patreon to see if we had a riff of the week requested, so it means that we'll be able to do that maybe at the end if we can keep organised. We don't run over the time as we sometimes do, but I can see that we did have a request for a fill tune from Joe as well. Actually, what I'm going to do is refresh this screen, because sometimes the requests come in a little bit later on. And yes, so we've had a request for the riff of the week and the cartoon, so maybe we can fit that in at the end. If we get into the video now, the cover video. I tell you what, let me end this because I can just see that Johnny Be Good has now gone up by an extra percent. So it was 55%. So let's end that to get the official result, and it was Johnny Be Good that had 54% of the vote, and Wanted Dead or Alive had 45% of the vote. So thank you guys for that. And DCMC says John Bon Jovi won. So not in this particular, well, maybe you're talking about something else, but not in this particular poll. It was Johnny Be Good that has run out the winner. So we will jump into that now. And yeah, maybe we'll jump into the chat room and look at some of the comments going through there if we have a bit of time at the end, because they are things that I could actually address on Saturday's live stream, or the premiere version of the live stream, which again, just to reiterate, for Saturday, I'm going to record the live stream earlier in the day and then set it as a premiere. So it's going to be me talking like this, and it's not going to be all edited together. It's just going to be a live stream, and I might talk, I don't know how long it's going to go on for, probably just the same length as a normal live stream, because there'll be a lot more questions and things involved that, yeah, I will be going through. And I don't know whether there'll be guitar related questions or not, or vocal related questions. So they're things that I might be able to address, and, you know, maybe plug in the guitar and do things for that on Saturday, which I'll record beforehand, and then yeah, you guys will be able to watch it in the evening. And again, just get involved, because with the premiere, it means that you can still all chat and still have that live chat room experience while I'm answering your questions. So that's going to be happening on Saturday. But let's get into the cover video for tonight, which is the Back to the Future version of Johnny Be Good. So thank you guys for voting for this, and you guys over on Patreon for requesting it, and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock! Okay, Back to the Future version of Johnny Be Good. Let's do this. Rock!
Back up in the woods among the evergreens, stood a log cabin made of earth and wood. Lived a country boy named Johnny Be Good. He never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play the guitar just like ringing a bell. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny Be Good.
And there we have it, my version of the Back to the Future version of Johnny Be Good. And I saw in the live chat room that DCMC said that whether I'm so used to seeing John Bon Jovi just abbreviated to Jay, and obviously JBJ, but maybe I read it wrong, or maybe I read it correctly, but then just assumed that that's what DCMC meant. But he meant Johnny Be Good, which would be Johnny Be Good, JBG. So yeah, I think just seeing capital letters next to each other was, in my mind, it just flicked off as Bon Jovi. Anyway, clearing that up, or maybe not clearing it up at all, but I know what you meant at DCMC, so thank you for... Well, I know what you meant now, but obviously I was attributing different words to different letters and totally confusing the situation. So, we are at 303 likes so far, towards our target of 350, and it means that we're looking for 47. That's a little bit of maths that I can do a little bit more easily. So, if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it'd be massively appreciated if you could do that in order to have a pick roulette next Tuesday. And something about next Tuesday, most likely what's going to happen is it's going to be an extended live stream, because if there are any donations or things that I need to clear up from Saturday, I will mention those on Tuesday. So it'll be exactly the same as normal. And yeah, if anything happens, I always say that you don't have to donate, but if people do donate during the Saturday live stream or the Saturday premiere, then yeah, I will be addressing all of those donations on Tuesday. So don't worry about that. If there are any messages and questions that you want to put with the donations on Saturday, yeah, I will be addressing those in a week's time. But we will also be having a pick roulette in a week's time if we reach that target, which we now need 44 more people in that live chat room to hit that thumbs up. And we still have a little bit of time on our side, 24 minutes, something like that. So we will see how we get on with that. And I can also see that there's been another donation or two actually in the PayPal window. So thank you for this, Carl. I'm just going to get this on screen so you guys can see it as well. Carl donated £5, and the message was, sold a commission, put it to pizza or Chinese or cross the pond. So thank you for that, Carl. And I had earlier tonight a salad, and that was at maybe 7 or 8 in the evening. So it's now 10 to 1 in the morning. What's that, like 7, maybe 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So it's 6 hours since I ate, and what I ate was basically mostly water. So I am quite hungry at the moment. Saying about pizza or Chinese sounds pretty good to me right now, but I will put it towards a pizza or a Chinese. I haven't had Chinese in ages. I just realised how long I haven't had Chinese in. But I did have McDonald's maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and before then I hadn't had it in 3 or 4 months. So at the moment I'm just not really keeping up with the fast food. I used to have it once a week, but now it's maybe once every 3 months. So yeah, I'm not having much fast food at the moment, but thank you, Carl, for that, because it gives me an excuse to have some fast food. So thank you for that, Carl. And Lisa has donated £17.72. So thank you for that donation, Lisa. And Lisa L, as we can refer to Lisa as, because we have a lot of Lisas here, and we had Lisa W earlier on. So thank you for that, Lisa L, who has donated £17.72. So we are approaching 1 a.m. here in the UK, and I wonder if we could get into the pick roulette a little bit earlier tonight to leave enough space for maybe a fill tune and a riff of the week. Occasionally we do have a chance to do that, so let's try and keep organised. And I can see that we're at 312. We are plugging away and picking away at that total of 350. So it means we're looking for 38 more people to hit that thumbs up, and we'll keep on trying to do that if we can. It really does help the channel to grow, and for this live stream to get out there a little bit more. So let's jump into tonight's pick roulette, and I haven't actually picked a top tip, so what I'm going to do is throw that out to the chat room. If anybody wants to be the top. Oh, I can see that. Oh, Jennifer's going through saying, William Robinson, pick me. I don't know if that's to William or if that's to me to pick Jennifer. I tell you what, we're going to have Jennifer as the top tip for tonight, so I will make a note of that before I forget. And we will jump into tonight's pick roulette. So good luck, everybody, and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock! So let's get the wheel up on screen, and there we have it. So if Laura Lee says Wings of Pegasus, Jennifer Sun volunteers, so thank you for that. So that's good that Jennifer was volunteering herself for tonight's pick roulette. Right, on the wheel you can see these darker segments here. These are for the t-shirts. If we land on one of those, then we have a t-shirt roulette, but never fear, we don't have the t-shirt roulette until somebody's gone away with the signed Wings of Pegasus pick, which you'll see in the middle of the wheel here. And I'm trying to see if I can see Jennifer's name anywhere, and I can't see it at the moment, so let me give the wheel a spin. And we're going to see who's going to win, and you have to be in it to win it, which means you have to be in the live chat room when the I've still got the arrow on screen, when the the pointer lands on your name. So if you aren't watching the live stream when it happens, unfortunately then Carla can't get your details, because she needs to do that in order to send you the signed pick. But we are slowing down, and where are we going to end up? We are getting towards Alison or Rocker Girl or Aylin, or is it going to get as far as Robert? And it's Aylin, or I think Aylin's name. Did we have this before where I wasn't sure how to pronounce it? But I'm going to say Aylin rather than Alan because Lynn is spelt like that, so it has, in my mind, got to be Lynn, the pronunciation. So, yes, congratulations to you. And, Carla says, we're holding posts until we hit the goal with a smiley face. So, yes, we're not going to enter in for next week's yet, because maybe this is something that we have to do. Hit the goal first, and then you can enter it. And at the moment we're at 323, so it means that we're still looking for another 27 people. That was a little bit tricky for me to work out. But anyway, Aylin, congratulations to you. If you can let yourself be known to Carla, that would be great in that live chat room, so that she can get the details, or your details from you, so that she can send that signed Wings of Pegasus pick off to you. So I'm actually looking in the live chat room, seeing all the comments going through, because I'm trying to see if Aylin is actually in the house tonight, but I haven't seen her so far, but maybe she's gone through already. But anyway, congratulations to you, commiserations to everybody else, including Jennifer, who was the top tip tonight. And once again, I maintain my record of having a 0% chance of winning and a 0 streak that I'm on for picking the top tip, and therefore then the winner coming through. It's never happened. So let's get rid of everything on the screen. And right, so what we're going to do is we're actually, I would say, maybe 5 or 6 minutes ahead of where we usually are. So it means we do have a little bit more time to jump into a fill tune. Let me see if we can find one, or maybe one has been requested. Let's jump into Maria's suggestion for the library fill tune. So we will jump into that, and yes, we're going to wait to see where we end up with the Pick Roulette Lights goal. But if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it'd be massively appreciated if you could do that. We're only looking for 19 more people in order to have a Pick Roulette next week. Maybe we can get a spike of the likes going on at almost 1 a.m. here in the UK. But we're going to jump into this fill tune. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock!
Guys, I'm so excited, I have just managed to get us an awesome gig.
Well, I do hope our definition of awesome coincide.
Well, I know a guy who works at a pub and he said we can play there this Friday night.
You know a guy. So far, to be honest, I'm on the fence about this gig. Persuade me. Where is the venue? Will I have heard of it?
The pub is called the Golden Guff. It is in Surrey. My friend has told me it will be amazing. We need this gig.
Well, it certainly sounds like a reputable joint. It's about an hour's drive, but I'm going to trust you on this. Let's book the gig.
We won't regret it. The place will be packed. I can't wait.
Wowzers, this pub really looks like a library. Hello there. Do you work here?
Yes, I do.
Yes, we do need help. Thanks for asking. We are the band who are playing here this evening. What is the plan?
Are you sure there's live music tonight?
Well, I ruddy hope so. If not, my bandmate has yet again stitched me up, as well as himself. So, who is in charge?
I am the only person working here tonight.
Well, at least we know, therefore it will not be busy tonight. Great. Where is the stage, and we'll start to set up?
Well, whenever someone has played an acoustic guitar, they have been sitting here, so you can play in this area.
Oh my guff heck of frig. You may actually notice there are tables and sofas in the way, not to mention just being a woeful position for music.
I'm afraid you'll have to move the table and sofas out of the way then.
Well, as I'm a musician and I want to play, I will do this manual labor in addition to the hour's drive. I also assume we are not getting paid for this gig.
That is correct.
At least you're holding up your end of the bargain. Well, let's get to work, guys. These sofas look like the heaviest sofas we will ever lift in our lives.
I'll leave you to it, and I'll make sure that if you need anything, I will be impossible to find.
Many thanks for following standard protocol. Great job, guys. It only took an hour and I think I've got a hernia. But I'm sure it will all be totally worth it and not a gig we should have declined. Just the person I was looking for. So, where is the PA? Is it quite heavy to lift? And also, how many channels does your mixer have?
We don't have a PA here.
Ha 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 ha. That was a fantastically great joke. Wasn't it? Or should I say, it better have been.
No, what you see is what we have.
That, I'm afraid, is sweet guffaw. Well, what do you usually do on live music nights then?
Jacob usually does all the band stuff. He's not here today, but I have his number if you want to talk to him.
That might be an idea. At least every last detail of this gig has been meticulously planned by the venue, otherwise we could all look like absolute total amateurs. Hello Jacob, I'm Phil from the band that are playing at your pub tonight. Where is the PA? And the mixer? For the gig? Okay, so it's in your car. And you are in your car at the moment. And you're 5 hours drive away. Do you think this may be an issue? Considering we're playing in 45 minutes, you didn't realize what the time was? Oh well, that is a very acceptable excuse. I mean, how could anyone ever have foreseen these unlikely turn of events? Unbelievable. So here is the situation. The PA is 5 hours away. We have 45 minutes until we start. So this venue has quite truly rogered our collective bums in the guff.
Oh dear. I can't help feeling partially responsible for us being in this position.
Yes, I wonder why that is.
Just so you know, your friends and family are also just starting to arrive. They must have made the hour-long drive to support you.
Oh. Great. Well, as ridiculous as this sounds, I have purchased my own PA, so that if a music venue is retarded enough to not have any equipment, I have everything. It just so happens it's in my sister's boyfriend's van, who should be here shortly. So, it seems that you as a collective venue won't have egg on your face. you jammy dodgers.
I don't understand.
Oh, just that to the innocent onlooker, you'll look like you have a great PA system and are a great live music venue, when in fact you are actually a total load of rubbish guff venue. With no idea, and couldn't organize a piss-up in a brewery. Present location accepted. No offense.
None taken.
You are seriously mentally vacant. I'm going to slag off this pub to my family now. Bye.
And there we have it, another real life story. And if you haven't seen one of those before, if you've been to a live stream before, then you've probably seen all of those, but just real life stories. So from my life as a musician. So looking into that likeometer, we are at 346. So we're looking for 4 people in the live chat room to hit that thumbs up to have a pick roulette next week. So we might actually be able to get it while looking at the likeometer. We're looking for 3 more people. I don't know. We could be looking at this until the end of the live stream. If everybody's used their likes, it means that there isn't going to be the possibility to get up to 350, but 348, 349. We're looking for 1 more person who is going to be responsible for getting us to 300. And when it rains, it pours. So 2 people clicked the thumbs up. Thank you guys for that. Right, which means we are going to be having a pick roulette next week. So the entries are now open for next week's pick roulette. And in order to get your name on that wheel, we have we can type I agree, and you can do this in whatever order you want, but I agree at Carla Murray, and we're going to tag Carla in the comment. And you can tag Carla first and then type I agree. It doesn't matter, but just copy what I've just done in the live chat room. You'll be able to see it in your live chat room on your screen, but everybody else is about to do the same. So if this is your first attempt to get your name on the pick roulette wheel next week, then make sure you type I agree, tag Carla's name in there, and your name will be on that wheel next week, and you could be going away with a signed Wings Pegasus pick or a t-shirt. So thank you everyone for going through there. It was 7 minutes past 1 here, and what I'm going to do is probably leave it for a little bit of time so that you guys can type I agree. And I don't want to get into the riff yet. We've still got a little bit of time maybe, because then I need numbers. But don't do the numbers yet. Just get your names on next week's wheel, and then we'll do the numbers in a second. And what I'm going to do is just randomly look down my list of videos and things on the software to see if we have something that's... Oh, let's take a look at Buck Dharma's solo that he played for us for the Under the Spotlight episode that he did. I said about talking to Buck recently about, you know, coming on the channel because they're going to be here in the UK next month, and he's currently really busy, obviously, performing with Blue Oyster Cult, and I think, yeah, it's going to be the New York shows at the moment. So hopefully we'll be able to do something relatively soon. But here you can have a listen to Buck just extemporizing over the backing that I sent to him. So let's jump into this. Hopefully it will show up on screen and you'll be able to hear it. But just to give you guys a little bit of time to type I agree in that live chat room, let's have a listen to Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult. there we have it. So I'm going to say thank you to Buck for sending that in, and just one of those videos that is on my list here that I must have uploaded to the software at some point in the past. But yeah, a little bit of music to accompany you while you type I agree in that live chat room. And we are going to be jumping into the riff of the week maybe now, if I can get some numbers from you guys over in the live chat room. That would be much appreciated. I keep a little bit of an eye on that live chat room. But while I say that, let me just go over to my inbox in order to get the updated riff of the week list. And here it is, so that we don't just keep listening to the same riff over and over again. So numbers between 1 and 100, please. And here we go. Oh, Tammy starts with 44. And Laurie 53. Billy 17. Right, let me get these numbers organised. Right, what did we say then? We had 44. We've had 44. Okay. Carl says 64. What about 64? We've had 64. Okay, Dwayne says 15. We have not had number 15 yet. So let's jump into riff of the week, number 15. Let me type it in. Riff of the week 15. Enter. And let me click on these. I have to do the screen capture. So let's get that down there, and hopefully it will show up on the screen, like right in front of me. There we go. Right, so everybody in the live chat room, we're looking for this particular riff. You just have to name the song that the riff is from. You can name the band as well if you want to, but just the riff, just the song name would be great. And we'll have to see if I can remember what it is as well, but we will have a look, and let's have a listen to today's riff of the week. And there we have it. Oh, easy one for this week. And I'm keeping an eye on that live chat room to see who's going to be going through. And we need the name of the song. So, John goes through saying free. So he's got the right band. And Laurelie says, all right now. So congratulations to Laurelie. We can see Hope is the thing. It goes through as well. Alison. And we're getting even more now. Kim and Carter, Jennifer. So yeah, I mean, yeah, this is one of those riffs that everybody knows. And you can see my little arrow in here trying to keep maggot brain. Not quite, but yeah. So congratulations to you guys, Maria, Sandra, Jennifer, Alice. Alison's just tagging Billy in a comment saying laugh out loud. So Kevin got it as well. I think I said that was an intermediate riff, or the difficulty, whereas I think it should have been like a beginner or an easy one, because I think everybody knows that riff, and I did a cover of that song anyway. So I only played it like once through because I think it's really obvious. But let me get rid of that from the screen. So congratulations to everybody. Paul says love me tender, and close. Paul also says rainbow. So yeah, the rainbow is always suggested in the live chat room. It's just something that always happens. So thank you for that, Paul. And yes, Celeste said rainbow as no. Some people are questioning the answer of rainbow, but is for some reason, whatever the riff is, somebody always says rainbow. So it's not. Obviously, but it's just one of the things that happens on the live streams. Exactly the same as Paul backing up Orlando and then being promoted to being Orlando's sidekick. So yeah, these are just the journeys we go on during these live streams, which is great because this is the thing about interacting live. All of these things happen and then we're all involved, so we all remember and we can cite them in future live streams. And to everybody else, it seems like we're crazy because they don't know what we're talking about, but there's always a chance to get involved on the live streams. If you get involved and introduce yourselves, then you'll get used to exactly how things go and just what we do on a Tuesday and a Saturday. So we are going to be calling things to a close. Thank you guys for joining me tonight, and I will be seeing you in an analysis video tomorrow night and another one on maybe Sunday. I'm not sure what's going to be happening on Friday night at the moment because, yeah, I do have a bit of a busy weekend and I might use that in order to get myself organised for Saturday because I need to obviously get everything filmed, get the live stream ready for the premiere in the evening as well. So look out for that on Saturday. And I will put a post on YouTube to ask you guys here if you want any questions answered for that premiere on Saturday. So look out for that. Look out for tomorrow night's analysis video. As I always say, stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live, especially if the weather is going to be challenging at the moment and extreme. So try to stay as safe as you can. Take all the precautions that you can to stay safe. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. And I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!